This is a horrifying way to expire, a terrible, terrible way to leave this earth. And yet, he is saying that it's going to become commonplace, meaning that what? These hotels are going to be putting out more and more statements that we're closed for renovation on the 5th floor because we had a murder there. And you know, please do not be naive. Because we've already seen live footage of a highly, highly decorated, famous celebrity who was able to kick another famous celebrity in her chest, in her hair, stomp on her back. And it was recorded on footage. And it broke. The story broke years ago. No, it didn't. The tape was paid for and removed out of circulation. It went into the hands of the abuser. But who is minded with the mind of God? Who is minded safety first? Imagine Yah talking about the difference between being put to sleep and gang raped and being raped while conscious but frozen until you die, and the man continues. The indignity of necrophilia. Then Americans will come and say, no, America's still got hope and a chance. The sins that are said, Celestial, the reason that I'm showing you these things that they do, which are now being corroborated, having poop parties, eating poop, using poop as designer to rub on each other, making victims eat it, urinating on people, urinating in their mouth. Now, that was a startling part of R. Kelly's case, only for the Lord to say, no, R. Kelly isn't alone. It's actually a fetish that they do. And what did the Lord say? He said the reason that they have cage fighting, private cage fighting, they find hobos off the street, they offer them a place to stay, they feed them, they train them in boxing, because eventually at the end of the month, those hobos don't know that they haven't found wealthy benefactors. They don't know that they're going to be brought to a private cage fight at a rich people party, and they will be made to fight each other, sometimes with brass knuckles or whatever, until one of them dies. It's not a fight until one person's jaw is disfigured and he falls to the ground and he says, I tap out. No, you fight until you die. And then sometimes afterwards the winner will be told to fight Dobermans or something. And he says the reason for this is because excessive wealth creates ennui. It's a form of high, expensive, high-minded boredom. It's when you've done it all. Yah says when you've flown all the flights, you've eaten all the caviar, you've had all the mile-high sex that you can possibly have, you've bought this and you've bought that, you've bought all tangible things which are allowed to be bought. You start to get bored, and then you want to own something that you shouldn't. You want to own a Cambodian baby. Then when you buy the Cambodian baby, then you raise it as your own and you treat it like a little pet and you walk around with it and call it my celebrity child. Then the celebrity child grows up and talks about all the abuse that they were going through later, like Madonna's son is doing now. Mother been dressing him like a girl all his life, bringing him out as the greatest gay success story. Now the boy has run away and is living somewhere in the Bronx, trying to be a boy. But how much gay sex has he had? How much damage has been done to his psyche, to his heart, to his physical body? You don't just get to snap back into what you were born as after making these types of damaging decisions. God is having a certain type of conversation with us to avert harm. He is warning on one hand that it will happen, but at the same time, he brings the warning that we tap into it to avoid harm. Building faith is essential to being a Christian. It is not an optional add-on. The just, I said to remember the verse, for in it the righteousness of God is revealed from faith to faith. As it is written, the just shall live by faith. Romans chapter 1 and 17. A lot of people just know the just shall live by faith. Even that bit is a whole huge suitcase that can be unpacked. What does it mean to live? It's waking up. It's getting out of bed. Do you know that there are a lot of people in this world who cannot get out of bed? They're suffering from debility. That's part of life. But for some people, they have to engage faith early. As soon as they open their eyes, they have to say, it's going to take faith to get me out of this bed. But I believe that I can do it. Lord, strengthen me. And then they begin the struggle to sit up. They're recovering from injury. They're recovering from car accidents. And the family member is there, and the nurse has told the family members, don't keep lifting him out of the bed. If he's ever going to recover, he needs to be able to overcome gravity and put himself out of the bed. And the family member standing there, your wife loves you, but now it's a 20 minutes investment of time for that man to sit up. And he must believe in his mind that not only will he sit up that day, but he will sit up the next day and the next day until he will be back to sitting up and swinging his legs like he used to pre-accident. That's what it means the just will live by faith. And that's what it means from faith to faith. It's a gear. You engage it every day or it will be stuck in park and you will be crying and saying the doom gloom channel is the reason that I'm stressed. There's nothing like that. I take zero responsibility for the fear that is inside everyone, because I have said here for the entire time that I have been here, if you've never asked yourself, where did Celestial's fear go? I fought it and ate it for breakfast.